feel that? That's not lust, baby. That's alignment and a little bit of lavender oil. Oh, she don't chase, she conjures, speaks in stars, walks in thunder, got moonlight in her bones, burning sage while she moans. She got oils on her dress, truth in her tongue. A yes is a blessing and no makes you run. She don't sugarcoat spells, don't whisper soft lies. She'll read you to filth and kiss between sighs. High counsel on the line while you beg for a sign. She's already 3 dreams deep, sipping tea made of time. She got that high priestess trip, that so much kiss, that full moon flick of the wrist. She don't fake, don't flinch, she divine and rich. That blended healing itch you can't quit. She got that high priestess drip, yeah, that root work twist, that truth here right in your chest. She don't bend, don't beg, she just lays the thing.
This is the space that people don't talk about that much, you know? Sometimes you come to a crossroads. There has been a series of steps that you have been taking. Whether it was up the stairs, down the stairs, around the bend, and then up again, life is never a straight line. This series that I'm about to introduce you to is about such a journey. We're going to start it off with you being at the threshold of change. We don't take this lightly, but something for you to reflect on, to learn from, to believe in yourself through and to move forward with it. This space is personal. It's the in-between moment when you already know something is not working, but you haven't quite moved yet. Nothing happened. It's just that you can't ignore it anymore because things are changing on the inside of you. As I stood here and watched you climb those last set of steps, I was thinking about how the excuses you gave didn't hit the same anymore, and how familiar things the things that you do, you don't even feel the same about. You've been moving in a way that doesn't quite make you feel like you fit anywhere, even though on the outside it may look like you do. That's called the threshold. It's when you start noticing yourself and how you talk yourself out of things. Well, we all do that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how can you keep explaining things that don't need explaining? How you stay in situations longer than you should. And I want you to know that you're not broken. So I'm not fixing you. I'm not fixing anything. All I'm doing is bringing things to light so you can be honest with yourself about what you keep tolerating, about what you already know, and especially about what you've been avoiding, because dealing with it means things have to change. And I know some of us are non-confrontational, so we rather let it pass. Every piece in this section meet you right here, where you're standing now, knowing that you can't keep doing the same thing and expect it to feel different. And this is what this is, where you catch your breath after climbing all those stairs and to make a decision about what you're going to do next with your life. Welcome to Blended Healing, the moment where you catch your breath and allow me to open the door for you as you cross the threshold into emotions, into life being different, into expansion. I'll be right back after this.
If only I knew what it takes just now, yeah. In my own way, in my own way, yeah. If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? Hey, 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 yeah. I've been practicing courage in my head, shadow boxing fears.
Welcome, I see that you're still here. This Threshold series is about recognition, readiness, something isn't right moments. You are here because you are aware, but you're still trying to orientate yourself. Sometimes things are broken in pieces and trying to force you into immediate action. And that's when you realize, oh, it's me, but not in the way that I thought. In this collection on the Threshold series, we'll be going over blocking your blessings, when you expect others to move like you, and what's understood doesn't need to be explained. This collection is introducing you to discernment, to responsibility, and self-placement. Ashe? All right. All right, you done stepped through the dome now. Let's go. There's nothing to rush here at all. Let's talk about the poisoned mind and how negative thinking keeps you small. You see, your thoughts are seeds and your life is the harvest. You can't produce a harvest of joy, abundance, of purpose, of love if your mental soil you're planting in is toxic. You wouldn't eat fruit from a tree rooted in poison, right? But that's exactly what we do when we try to grow a healthy life from a mindset soaked in insecurity, fear, and failure. So let's break this all the way down, because most people are not stuck because of lack of opportunity. They're stuck because of a contaminated belief. Somewhere along the way, maybe it was your parents, maybe it was school, maybe it was heartbreak and trauma, or just life beating the hope out of your ass. And you started to believe a story about yourself that was never true. And now that story has built a home rent-free in your mind. It's real cute. It's decorated. It's a little comfy cozy up there. But it's way too much noise with the drilling and the drumming and the beating up there against the walls. And to even add insult to injury, then you start repeating things to yourself that now have taken hold and become law in your life. Like, I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful. People don't really love me. I always mess things up. I'm just not that kind of person. Come on, man. These aren't just thoughts just passing by on a breeze. That's your belief system. And the belief system becomes your operating system. It dictates how you move, how you speak, and how you show up. It filters your decisions and your relationships and your goals. And then you start living your life on autopilot, driven by lies that you never even stop to challenge. And let's be clear, negative thinking isn't just having a bad day. It's slow energy coming from your spirit and just draining out. It's subtle sabotage. It shows up in how you turn down opportunities before they even offered. How you shut your mouth when you should be speaking boldly. It's about how you lower your standards. Because the bar is too high. Because somewhere inside of you, you convinced yourself you don't deserve any better. Mm-mm-mm. So you want to level up? You want to grow? You want to finally stop living beneath your potential? Then you got to stop letting your thoughts run wild and run amok, unchecked, and start paying attention. What do you say to yourself when you fail? What story do you tell yourself when things go right? Do you celebrate? Or do you start panicking, waiting for it to fall apart? How do you speak to yourself in private? Here's the hard truth. You cannot outwork a poisoned mind. You can hustle, grind, pray, fast, meditate, journal, read every self-help book on the shelf. But if your thoughts are infected, your progress will always be limited. You keep circling the same mountain, wondering why. You're exhausted, but you're not elevated. I don't want you to confuse negativity with realism, because some of y'all swear that you being honest or realistic. But what you're really doing is masking your fear in the language of wisdom, saying, I'm just not cut out for that. It isn't humble. It's a belief built on past wounds, saying, I don't want to get my hopes up. It's not you being cautious. It's trauma talking. And that's the mind trying to protect you from pain by preempting the regularly scheduled programming. You got to start asking deeper questions, man. Who taught me to think this way? Who modeled safe self-help in front of me? Who modeled self-hate? What part of me benefits from staying all the way down like an ant? And here's the kicker. What would it cost me to actually believe I'm worthy? Because it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you excuses, your comfort zone, your narrative that you wrapped around yourself like a warm blanket, even though it's suffocating you. If your mind is a battlefield, then you need to show up like a soldier. You need to challenge every limiting thought like it's an enemy of your future, because it is. You need to detox your mental space like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop rehearsing defeat and start planting power. Speak truth, even when it feels awkward. Declare your worth, even if you don't even fully believe it yet. That's how you retrain your brain. That's how you rebuild your mindset. You cannot unlock the level of your life with the same tired-ass broken mindset that keeps you circling the same cycles. You just can't. You can't expect to walk in divine purpose while still carrying them beliefs that scream you're not enough. You want to stop blocking your blessings? Then stop giving negative thoughts VIP access to your spirit. Clean that soil. Burn those weeds. Uproot those lies. And finally make space in your mind for the life that you keep saying that you want. Because blessings don't just land on you. They need a place to live. Start building that place in your thoughts. So, not forgiving much, huh? Carrying that poison and calling it protection. Look, everybody's been hurt. Trust has been failed. Promises didn't last. And some of that damage went deep. Some of it changed how you move through people and situations. None of that disappears overnight. So staying tied to what happened doesn't make you disciplined. It keeps you in the same place. A lot of people mistake staying guarded for being in control. I'm one of them. We tell ourselves that we are wiser now, less open, less willing to take a risk. But what we didn't notice is how much of our life starts revolving around what we're avoiding instead of what we're building. So we pull back without naming what it is. We keep distance even when there's no immediate reason to. We stop showing up fully because staying halfway feels safer. And over time, protection turns into absence. Unforgiveness does not stay in a nice little tiny container box. It shows up in how you respond, how you interpret a tone, and how quickly you decide someone isn't to be trusted. Those old situations keep running in the background like a rerun. Just keep going and going and going and going. And the present never gets a clean moment because it keeps trying and always being compared to what already happened. You decided that the past doesn't get to keep managing your future. let's be clear, you don't owe anybody access. And you don't owe anybody any closeness either. But what you owe yourself is movement without dragging every old injury behind you. At some point, you're going to have to stop letting what hurt you continue to dictate how you live now, not as a favor to anyone else, but as a decision for yourself. Ashe? All right. I'll be right back after this.
Happy Valentine's Day. Be on the lookout for a Valentine's special on JamaicaEssentials.com.
The Petite 9x6 Valentine box opens to a cobalt and silver collection, a 3-ounce body spray with silver atomizer, a 4-ounce tin of whipped
A cooling aromatherapy spray with notes of sea salt and lavender, a smooth ocean blue soap that shimmers like water, rich body moisture that sinks right in, and a grounding bracelet with...
Inside the premium 10x8 Valentine box, every element is chosen to pamper. A 4-ounce body spray and an 8-ounce body wash.
A cobalt blue aromatherapy spray with a silver pump carrying our Royal Azure fragrance. There's a whipped hydrating body moisture, matching body wash, also in Royal Azure.
Yeah, we shine, nothing less. Drip so divine, body magic in the air. Jamaica got the vibe, self-love everywhere. Essentials only keep it real, no stress.
How y'all doing? You all right? It's the first rough step getting in through the threshold, right? A lot of reality coming up. Keep your gratitude intact. A lot of people stay dissatisfied because they're trying to always look past what's right in front of them. There's always something else that they think they need. Something else they think will finally make life feel a little different. Wanting more isn't the issue. It's dismissing what already is there. You get so used to brushing past the parts of your life that are actually functioning. You stop acknowledging what shows up all the time. And you overlook what's been supporting you because it feels ordinary now. And once you start moving like that, nothing ever feels sufficient, no matter what comes in. It doesn't settle right. And you keep pushing and pushing forward. But there's always some type of irritation underneath it. Sucking your teeth and rolling your eyes and shit. Always that sense that something's missing because you stop recognizing what's already there. How do you know? How do people know? Because it shows up in how fast you move. How you're not willing to even stop for a moment. And how you minimize anything good because you're already focused on what hasn't happened yet. Then you turn around, confused about why everything feels like an effort. This noticing has been carrying you without making any real noise. There's parts of your life that work without constant attention. People who show up without conditions. And the moments that you don't, display, but you still rely on it. And when you keep overlooking these things, you stay dissatisfied, even when your life is full. You stay hungry while you already have everything around you that could sustain you. Nothing changes until you stop skipping over what's already present, just to recognize it. And if you keep moving past what's already in your reach, whatever comes next won't satisfy you either. And that's the reality of it. You feeling me? Ooh, we man. Don't kill the messenger, man. You're in that comfort zone, right? You know it's a lie, right? How you keep playing it safe because you stuck. Let's keep it real simple. Comfort isn't helping you. It's just being familiar, and familiar gets mistaken for safe all the time. You stay because you know how it works. You know the program. You know what to expect and how to get through the day without shaking things up. It just means to stop asking anything of you. You see, let me turn my chair this way for this side of the room. You stay because you already know when you're playing it safe. You feel it when something keeps sitting in front of you and you keep pushing it off, like when later turns into months, then years. And when you keep explaining why now isn't the time, even though nothing has changed. People like to call that patience or waiting. But most of the time, you're avoiding something. Because moving forward, here we go again. It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you habits you're used to, routines that feel comfortable, and the old way that you've been moving. And nothing that actually matters lets you stay the same. It makes you look into your decisions. It interrupts what you've been leaning on. And that's why people hesitate. They don't want more. Because more means letting go of how things have been. You know what you haven't done. And you know which conversations you keep dodging. As I raise my hand slowly up. You know where you keep choosing what feels easier instead of what needs to happen, right? Fear plays a role. Nobody wants to be told that you're scared when you know inside that you are. Because fear is fear of changing your life and not being able to go back. Poof. How close am I? Am I close? Am I close? I think I'm close. Man, once you move, there's no pretending that you didn't know better. And once you start choosing differently, you can't lean on them old excuses because they don't work anymore. That makes you uncomfortable, right? Makes your skin itch a little bit. So in order for you to not put the chamomile lotion on. You rather stay where you are and accept being uneasy in the same way every day instead of dealing with the temporary discomfort that comes with it. Let's talk about it. Because you know it comes with change. And time passes like that. Then one day you look up and realize nothing moved except the dates on the calendar. Comfort doesn't prepare you for what's next. It just keeps you where you are. Now, if you want something different, you already know what that's going to take. You don't need another damn sign. And stop trying to talk yourself in circles. Because all you got to do is move. Even if it's uncomfortable and unfamiliar. That's the whole thing. Trust. Staying where you are has cost you too much. Way too much. But you don't want to tell nobody that, right? All right. Listen, I ain't going to keep you long. Whew. You're only in the first room of the threshold. We got places to go. Damn. Please stick around. I promise you, this is ouchy right now. But it's going to benefit you. It really will. I'll be right back after this.
Georgia, Georgia.
Yo, just pulled up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here, just facts and feels. D. Kells on the mic, we talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Listen to friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. Got a steed, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen Coles hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Ships, we talk it, we walk it. No filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down.
Situationships with benefits and
I know. You're like, shut up. It's enough. How's it enough? When you're suffering an identity crisis. When you don't know who you are. You settle for who you're not. So let's keep it a buck. When you don't know who you are, you start living off reactions. You move according to what gets approved and make choices based on what keeps things even. And over time, that turns into a life that doesn't feel like it's yours. That's how people end up accepting situations they wouldn't even tell anybody else to do. They stay where they shouldn't. Starting to agree to things that they don't quite sit right with them and explain themselves way too damn much, hoping somebody else will co-sign what they already know. That's a lack of self-trust. When identity doesn't stand on its own two legs for you, everything feels like it's up for a discussion. And then all of a sudden, every decision that you make gets dragged out. Even saying no feels like you taking some type of risk, and you keep looking around instead of checking for yourself. And after a while, you don't even remember when you stop moving from your own perspective. A lot of people mistake roles for identity. They become whatever keeps them needed. Here we go. The reliable one, the strong one, the fixer, the one who never causes problems. Those are roles. They may have helped you at one point in time, but they aren't who you are. They're just what you learned to be. Don't you feel worn down? Because it takes a whole lot of effort to keep explaining who you are to other people. That happens when you're living out alignment with yourself, showing up every day as someone you had to become instead of the someone you choose to be. You know, the real you. And when you don't know who you are, your history starts making your decisions. What happened before? Who disappointed you? Who didn't show up? That past keeps turning like a wheel, and you keep ending up in the same situations, wondering why nothing changes. Things don't sit right when you're not rooted in yourself. Even when good opportunities show up, you feel unsure. You make progress, and then you pause, and then you start questioning it. And then you look around like everything feels too good, and that makes you uncomfortable. Then you end up watching other people step into things you recognize as familiar, knowing you hesitated when it was your turn. I ain't telling you to go out there and create a new identity. I'm telling you it's time for you to come back to who you are. The person you were before you learned how to disappear like a magic trick. Before you learn how to soften yourself just to be accepted. Before you decided it was easier to change yourself than to stand in who you really are. Because that person is still here. You ain't going nowhere. You just stop being the one in charge. And at some point, you have to take your name back. Not the name people call you, but the one you answer to when it's just you and yourself and the face that you see in the mirror. And once you know who you are, things stop becoming complicated. And you stop trying to bargain for your worth. And stop jumping around trying to get picked. Pick me, pick me, pick me. No. You move without needing agreement from people who were never meant to decide for you. Things start responding differently to you. We're going to end it here today. That was a rough entry point. I know. But you made it to the threshold and you walked in the threshold. How about that? You did that. You're accepting, which is good because you're here for it. And that's going to end session 1 of this journey that we're on, okay? All right. You did good, though. You did good. So I'm going to end it here. Be well, stay safe. I say and deep bow to each and every one of you. Remember, we just went through recognition. We still got to get through readiness and something isn't right moments. All right? We just went through a portion of blocking your blessings. The next time we meet, we're going to be talking about readiness and when you expect others to move like you. All right, peace out. I'm out of here. Don't try to hold me. I'm gone. Be safe out there. I heard some of y'all are getting some bad weather again this weekend. Be a good neighbor. Be a good friend. Check on the children, the babies, and the elderly. And don't forget the pets.
If only I knew what it takes just now, yeah. In my own way, in my own way. If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? I've been practicing courage in my head, shadow boxing fears. Knows my name before I ever speak back. Salt in the skin, wind in my hair, standing wet, wide on me sky. I'm aware. I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skill. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't need faith to touch the night. I carry it all, I carry it fine. Heaven instance, soaring rain on the bridge. I'm the ground where I stand. Step